Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Prime Minister Mark Carney and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith are scheduled to sign an energy collaboration deal in Calgary on Friday. This agreement follows a memorandum of understanding signed in November and aims to strengthen the energy sector, build a more competitive and sustainable economy. Key components of the deal include a gradual increase in Alberta's industrial carbon pricing from $95 per ton this year to $100 in 2027, and further to $1,122, according to sources. Furthermore, Alberta will receive an exemption from Canada's clean electricity regulations, which are set to take effect in 2035 and limit emissions from fossil fuel power generation. This exemption is not tied to the approval of a new bitumen pipeline, a flagship proposal aiming to transport 300,000 to 400,000 barrels per day from Alberta to the BC coast for Asian markets. Alberta intends to submit a formal pipeline proposal by July 1, 2026, and is committed to achieving net zero emissions by 2050, partly by targeting a 75% reduction in methane emissions over the next decade. This news comes from Global News. Prime Minister Mark Carney asserted on Thursday that Alberta's rightful place is within Canada, unveiling new energy policies designed to strengthen national unity amidst a contentious separation referendum in the province. Speaking at a press conference, Carney announced plans to enhance Canada's electricity grid by deploying more natural gas-powered turbines, a shift from the previous Liberal government's climate agenda. He is also expected to reach an agreement with Alberta Premier Danielle Smith on an industrial carbon price, potentially paving the way for a new oil pipeline. Carney framed these initiatives as crucial for cooperative federalism and to alleviate regional discontent. His comments followed an Alberta judge's decision to dismiss a separation petition due to constitutional consultation failures with First Nations, a ruling Premier Smith deemed anti-democratic and vowed to appeal. Carney stressed that any provincial separation referendum must adhere to the Federal Clarity Act, which empowers Parliament to judge the clarity of the question and requires a clear majority for separation. This report comes from Radio Canada International. Ontario's Court of Appeal is scheduled to release its decision this Friday concerning the case of former fashion mogul Peter Nygard. Nygard, who was convicted of 4 counts of sexual assault in 2023 and sentenced to 11 years in prison, is appealing the verdict. His legal team argues that the sentence was excessive and that the trial judge made legal errors, including the admission of expert testimony on trauma. The Crown contends that admitting this testimony was a harmless error. Nygard is seeking to have his conviction overturned or a new trial ordered, and also requests a reduced sentence. The fashion designer, once the head of a clothing company, stepped down after his New York offices were raided by U.S. authorities. He also faces sex trafficking charges in Quebec and extradition to the U.S. Nygard denies all allegations against him. This news was reported by Global News. Global News reports that the Ontario government's decision to cease funding for the province's 8 remaining publicly funded supervised drug consumption sites by June has ignited widespread fear among users and strong opposition from harm reduction advocates. Users like Riley Bisson, who depends on Toronto's Moss Park site for safety, healthcare, and community, expressed terror, fearing a return to jail, hospitalization, or death. Her mother emphasized the sites provide crucial support and non-judgmental care that families cannot. Critics, including public health researcher Gillian Cola and physician Dr. Katie Dorman, point to data showing a surge in drug toxicities and opioid overdose calls following the closure of 9 other sites last year. They argue supervised consumption sites are evidence-based, reducing overdose deaths, healthcare costs, and disease transmission. The province's health minister, Sylvia Jones, through her spokesperson, defended the move, stating a shift to a $560 million abstinence-based homelessness and addiction recovery treatment, Heart Hub's model, citing a decline in overall fatal overdose deaths since the COVID-19 pandemic peak. However, advocates contend heart hubs will not serve high-risk users unprepared to quit, warning of severe consequences like increased deaths on the streets. Newswire.ca reports that METLEN Energy and Metals plc has received approval from the Interministerial Committee for Strategic Investments of the Hellenic Republic for its new €300 million strategic investment. This significant project focuses on developing gallium production capacity in Greece, alongside expanding the company's existing bauxite mines and alumina refinery. Gallium is classified as a critical raw material by the European Union and is vital for advanced technologies such as semiconductors, defense applications, artificial intelligence systems, and photovoltaic technologies. The initiative is designed to enhance the resilience of European industrial supply chains and decrease reliance on external sources, aligning with EU policy goals for critical raw materials and strategic autonomy. The project is integrated into METLEN's current bauxite mining and alumina refining operations known as Aluminium of Greece, and is the first to be included under the CSAF 6.1 aid scheme, approved by the European Commission in February 2025. It is expected to receive approximately €118 million in grants and tax incentives. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.